Welcome to Wakizashi's Teahouse, Gray's Pick and Mix. Hey, how's it going? This is Gray over in Wakizashi's Teahouse in Japan. Are you good? Are you genki? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's evening here. It's currently 8:01 p.m. Monday night, and I'm feeling pretty cold. I've got a short sleeve t-shirt on today because I'm crazy. So what are we up to? It is the Pick and Mix, episode 18. Can't believe I've been doing this for 18 episodes now. That's pretty amazing. So just before we started, we had the lovely Sherry was in the chat. It was nice to see you there. Hope you're good. I hope you're genki, Sherry. It's been a good weekend for me. If you saw, I did a stream on, when was it? My time, it'll be Saturday afternoon. So Friday night, I did a review of the Night Stalker, Kolchak, the Night Stalker. Really good, what do you call it? 70s kind of pulpy, not really horror, pulpy detective movie. So that was cool. I'm just going to double checking that I'm actually working here. I'm on live. So yeah, let me know if you can hear me. If you're out there in the chat, it'd be great to hear from you. Let's see what's going on. So yeah, what to talk about? So yeah, good weekend. It went pretty fast as usual. Had a bit of a crazy day at work today. It's a day early, but I did Halloween themed lessons with some of the students in the junior high school. So that was fun. I took in this weird costume that I'd got ready. What was it? I had like a witch's hat with a red wig, curly wig underneath it. It's not mine, I promise, Mrs. Wakizashi's. And had a black cape, which was pretty cool, and a weird rubbery mask. So put them on as a combination, and that was cool. Yeah, I think the children kind of enjoyed it. They didn't get too freaked out. They were kind of basically laughing at me. So that was nice. Let's have a look. It's saying that we're live. Let's double check. Yeah. It's all good. Okay, so without further ado, let's get on with the point of this show, which is comics. What's been going on in the world of comics? Let me see. I managed to get 2 reviews done last week. My first review, which I dropped on Wednesday, was the latest issue of Amazing Spider-Man. Where are we? Amazing Spider-Man issue 36. That's it. Issue 36. Did you read it? Did you see the review? What did you think? I want to share screen, so let me get this ready. See if I can do that while blathering on at the same time. Yes, I think this is going to work. Okay. And what do we need to do? We need to make Gray small. Put me in the corner. There we go. See if this works. Okay. And make it full screen. Boom. Amazing Spider-Man 36. It was a weird issue. I thought I gave it a rather generous 3 out of 5, so kind of 6 out of 10. We had a Rec Rap themed issue. Rec Rap, in case you don't know, is a nonsense character who was created from the dark web storyline. Hey, how you doing? Your Barmy is ignoring me, but he's shouting out the lovely Sherry. Don't blame you, mate. Here's a couple of very brief reviews for the issue. Rec Rap is one of the most uninteresting characters in a while. There we go. Other people say, no, this is great. Rec Rap is the best character in history. Really? What did I say in my review? My brief review here. This will be summary from the video review. Basically, guess who's back? Rec Rap. Grown. In a story that feels like part of the dark web arc. Remember that? No, not really. You know why? Because it was 18 issues ago. Maybe they did this for Halloween. That's all I can think. Because it does have a little bit of a Halloween feel to it. And I do get the feeling this was shoehorned in to buy some time for the main story artist to work on Gang War. Plus, the crazy twice monthly release schedule. I still can't believe they're doing that. And it's $4.99 now, so it's $5 twice a month. Any repercussions from the last few issues will have to wait, it seems. At least the art by Ed McGuinness is good. Yeah, it was okay. So that was it. That was my review. Oh dear, I'm stuck on it now. So Amazing Spider-Man. Yes, I know. People ask me like, Gray, why are you still buying it? Because I'm a fool. I'm a fool. A fool for your loving, baby. Okay, let me get back. Where are we? I'm all over the place. Good grief. Does he know what he's doing? No, he doesn't. So the second review I dropped last week, let me just scroll down, was this beauty here, this gem. Gunslinger Spawn 25. Issue 25. Can you believe it? It's reached 25, which I think is awesome. Very, very cool. The synopsis has nothing to do with it really. Another enemy returns from Gunslinger's past, but this time they're not looking for his help. Oh, sorry, they're looking for his help, not a fight. I was like, what's that, really? Here's a full review. Let's skip to my blog. Wakizashi reviews. So if you saw the video, I'm just going to give you a quick highlights here. For some reason, they've dropped the name Spawn from Gunslinger Spawn. It's now just called Gunslinger. So this was issue 25. I say it dropped on Wednesday. $2.99. Can you believe that? How good is that? It's still $2.99. Hey. Good morning to you, Your Barmy. And Sherry, great to see you. Thanks for popping back in. So yeah, I'm just talking nonsense about comics. Gunslinger Spawn reaches its 25th issue. And in the modern world of American comics, that's quite a milestone. It's disappointing to admit this, but not many new series make it even to 20 issues. And I do mean that when I say I'm very sad to have to say that. It's a sad state of modern American comics. But anyway, let's not dwell on the dark side. Todd McFarlane's still writing this series, but issue 25 brings a change in artist. It's now Dexter Soy who takes over from Brett Booth. Booth's art has been a highlight of the series. Now, if you've been reading it, I'm sure you've seen it yourself, and I'm sure you know. I've been bigging it up for ages. It's been fantastic. But the good news is, Dexter Soy does a really good job in this issue. The interiors are of the highest quality, something we've come to look forward to, I think, in various Spawn comic book series. So let's have a look here. Click on there, what happens? We get a double page spread just to give you a look at some of this gorgeous art by Dexter Soy. Look at that. Look at that horse. My God. With a fire sparkling around it, flaming and flowing, coming out of its eyes. You can hear it crackle from here. Yeah, looking good. And this second page here where you've got Gunslinger Spawn creeping up behind this truck driver. You knew what you were carrying all this time. Some type of chemical poison. How cool is that? It's pretty awesome. Wait a minute, how do I get back now? There we go. Is it worth picking up? I think it is. I gave it a very strong 8.5 out of 10. Just to summarise, it's a simple revenge story that has the gunslinger in full-on badass mode. It's well written by McFarlane. It's got some really good moments of dialogue in there. Dexter Soy's art, as I already said, is excellent, and it's worth picking up a copy of the book just for that. There we go. That's what I think. So anyway, let's get back to, where were we? This is it here. Okay, back to the new comics. So, what else was out last week that you might have missed that was good and is worth a look? Let's have a look, shall we? From DC, we had Detective Comics, issue 1075. It was a bit of a weird one, that. Somebody gave me basically a review copy. So I've seen it, I've read it. Strange art by an artist I normally like. A bit of a weird story. I wasn't really sure what was going on. Action Comics was good. It's got 3 decent Superman themed stories in it. I didn't read Green Arrow. Wonder Woman, I heard, was if you're a fan of Tom King, seem to like it, seem to love it, but people that whose opinions I trust were saying it was kind of a much ado about nothing, not a lot actually happened in the issue, but the art is gorgeous in Wonder Woman. That's what I've heard. Let's have a quick click on here. I'm sure there'll be very high score reviews. Who is the artist? It is an artist called Daniel Sampere. He's excellent. I tell you, the interiors are really, really good. But Tom King makes a mistake. Tom King does a Tom King and he just overwrites everything. It's narrated like he thinks he's Shakespeare or something. And you're just like, look, I just want to read a comic book story. You know, can I get to the story, please? Just ridiculous, over-the-top narration from King. That's what I heard. I saw some of the pages and I was just like, yeah. Say, great art though. So it's a kind of shame that this art is on this being used with this writer. Who else is there? Hey, no way. It's Dempsey in the chat. How you doing, Dempsey? Great to see you. Yeah, it's been a while, man. Hope you're good. Hope you're Genki. Good luck with your album release. Is it tomorrow? Is that right? I'm not sure if it's tomorrow or today. Are you dropping it on Halloween? Halloween! What a great time to drop an album. Oh, what was I doing? I was scrolling down, wasn't I? Just have a look at some of the first reviews. Look at that. 5 stars. Oh, there's a 2-star. That's interesting. Let's see. It says spoilers, so proceed at your own risk. Let's just see what they're saying. Oh, wow. It's quite a long one. Let's have a little look by this user. Nobody's business. They say, another issue that many people hyped, but unfortunately for me, it kind of failed to deliver. So far, the villain's narration isn't working. Since we don't know him, I'm not interested in his perspective. I want Diana's. Now, this is a criticism I've heard about the Wonder Woman so far. There's not enough Wonder Woman in the Wonder Woman series. Sounds a bit bonkers, right? You also get Steve Trevor in here, who is acting very out of character, apparently. I'm not sure why Steve thought any of this stuff was going to kill her. He's seen her take on much more serious threats. There we go. I did kind of admire the concept of the parallels between the fights, but didn't love the execution. So there we go. I don't know what everyone sees in this run so far, but I do hope it gets better. Maybe once more things are revealed, the vague, mysterious approach will read a lot better. Okay, that's just an example of one review. But if you go onto the top, supposedly, you know, the main reviews on the review sites, I think they're all singing its praises. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's go over to Comic Book Roundup, which I know is not the best gauge of the public opinion. The main, what do you call them, supposed critics just seem to love everything on this. Let's see what they said about Wonder Woman 2. I'm curious. Just give you an idea like how nonsense Comic Book Roundup is. The first 2s, this guy here from But Why Though, William Tucker, this reviewer, he gives pretty much everything a 10. It's amazing. So every issue is perfect for him. There's another 10 from someone from Razorfine. Geek Dad, it's always like either 9 point something or a 10. Superpower Fancast, I don't really know. AIPT, they're always in the very, very high marks. It's just a joke. And then you scroll down and you get some realistic reviews further down. You got a 7, a 6, 5.5, 4 and a 4. So 2 4s, that's interesting. One from DC Comics News and one from comicbook.com. There we go. Diana seems to take a back seat as it's all seen through the Sovereign's point of view. So the Sovereign is a new villain in Wonder Woman who we only met very briefly in last issue, the first issue. Okay, there we go. Just realised I'm in the way there. Okay, anyway, just that's to give you an idea. And then just compare this with the user reviews. There's 31. So only 13 critic reviews, 31 user reviews. And then they get a 10, 9, 8.58, 7s going down. We're getting 4s, 3, 2, 1, and then a load of 10s. You got all the big Tom King fans. And a few 6s and 7s, which is, I think, more realistic. You know, it's not a 1 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10. It's somewhere in between. Great story if you've never heard of Wonder Woman, have no idea who she is. If you are the rest of the world, at least the good side, is it boring? Which is probably the best you'll get from CIA's Tom King. There we go. But anyway, just wanted to give you a look at that site. Pretty crazy, right? Comic Book Roundup. So, let me get back to new releases. Sorry, last week's releases. And let's get back to the chat. Hang on a sec. Make the full screen. Okay, who's here? We still have... Thank you for the well wishes, Gray. You're welcome, Dempsey. As I say, good luck to you. Theomonic, Alan Scott over at Immortal Thor. Really? Interesting. Were you a fan? Were you a fan of the, where is it? The Green Lantern. It's right down here, isn't it? Alan Scott, the Green Lantern issue 1. So you prefer that to Immortal Thor. Okay. Sussy Gabe. Yeah, Gabe, you got to be careful. Yeah, Dempsey asking a good question. What does a 10 out of 10 comic book look like? That's it. It's very rare that I give 10s. The last 10 I think I gave was for an older comic. It was one of the Grant Morrison reviews that me and Jim did. Either it could have been, I think it might have been the Animal Man issue 5, the Coyote Gospel, which is amazing. Or it could have been one of the Invisibles. What was that? Did we give it a 10? Maybe not. I was close to giving we've just started doing New X-Men by Grant Morrison. We just did the first 2 issues of his run, which is a weird start. It's issue 115. But yeah, they were so good. I think Jim might have given, did he give it a 10? No, he gave it a 9.8. I was in like a 9. He might have been a 9.8. Really good. So good. This one, I did read a copy. I haven't done a review for it, guys, but sorry, I don't know the character that well, but I didn't really enjoy it. I found it very boring. I didn't really learn much about the character apart from, he's gay and he's hiding, he's trying to hide his relationship because it was back in the days when it was kind of, forbidden or verboten to reveal that you are in a gay relationship, especially if you're a member of the armed forces. So that wasn't a problem at all. It was more like I just didn't get an idea of who he was. The character, I wanted more about him and his, connection to the JSA, the Justice Society of America. Okay. Yeah, good answer, Fiamon. The closest thing I've ever seen to a 10 was an issue of Watchmen. I would give Watchmen 10 out of 10. Something like that. You're talking about the Dark Knight Returns, Year One Batman, stuff like that, absolute classics. The Killing Joke is a 10 out of 10. Yeah, it's so very rare, but when you see these critics giving 10s for almost anything that comes out, you just got to question what a 10 even means anymore. Most people don't take much stock of their reviews. They just scroll down to either the user reviews to get more of a mixed idea, or you scroll down, you look for some reasonable scores, 6 or 7s or 8s. I think like 1s and 2s and 3s are ridiculous unless it's an absolute horror show of a story. Okay, anyway, let's get on. What I wanted to shout out, don't pick up the Flash issue 2 unless you want to be very confused. It's a very strange, confusing, hard work of a story. I found it a chore to read, but hey, you might like it. It does have pretty decent art by Mike Deodato. Deodeo is actually an electric brand store in Japan. Deodeo. Anyway, Spawn 346. Heard good things. Didn't read it. Void Rivals. Yes. Actually, I haven't rated this. I'm going to give that. Where are we? Give it an 8 out of 10, so 4 out of 5. I've read it. I got a copy. I picked it up. When was it? Yesterday. Got a digital copy. Robert Kirkman. Lorenzo De Felici is on art. This is turning into a really interesting and compelling story. Explore the Energon universe when Darak and Solilla's return to the Sacred Ring doesn't go as planned, a new danger enters their lives. It's just good sci-fi storytelling with good characters already. The characters are cool. You want to know more about them. Let's have a look. It's getting very high reviews here from the users. Okay, there's a 3 out of 5 there. Fair enough. The hype is unreal, people saying. Yeah, it's just good. It's just decent. Do check it out if you fancy something. It's only up to issue 5, and it does kind of tie in with the Transformers relaunch comic. So yeah, what else was out? Void Rivals is good. Yo, Norinrad, are you reading Void Rivals, mate? What are you thinking of it? Radiant Black, which I think Wes from Thinking Critical is a big fan of that. I've not been reading it, but that's been still going. It's an Image comic. It's up to issue 26. So, doing well. It's, as far as I know, it's selling well. People seem to be really enjoying it. If it gets a recommendation from Wes from Thinking Critical, it's got to be decent. Scroll down. Okay, what I might have missed. Did a review of Predator versus Wolverine issue 2 with Jim, and this was good. This was much better than issue 1. This was more like what you want to see. It was a bit like, there's 3 storylines in it. You've got present day Wolverine, who's being hunted by this Predator. Then you go back in time to Team X. Is that right? You've got that right, Team X. It's like Wolverine, Sabretooth, different characters. I don't really know. I don't know that much about the X-Men. But this Team X story is so good. It's like the 1980s proper original Arnie Predator movie. You picked the wrong mutant to hunt, and none knows it better than a predator. After their first encounter in the Canadian wilderness, Wolverine thought he'd moved on to new fights, worse wounds and tragedies he only wants to forget. But Ayahuja does not forget an enemy. At a time when Logan barely knows his own name and is running Black Ops side by side with Sabretooth and Maverick as Team X, that's it. How can he make it through round 2 with a predator he doesn't remember fighting? Plus the first glimpse at Weapon X. So you've got to say there's 3 storylines, 3 timelines going on, and it's jumping around between them. It was really cool. The Team X one was just to say there were scenes like straight out of the Arnie Carl Weathers movie. So good. But it is a bit pricey. It's $5.99, and it's quite gory as well. It says like parental advisory on the front. It's quite rare for a Marvel comic. But yeah, takes no prisoners. Look at that. It's getting very good reviews here. Loving this. Great Predator action. The idea of this crossover to begin with is the greatest thing ever, says this reviewer. So it's not very hard for it to hit all the marks it needs. The art is awesome. Definitely improvement over the first issue, which had Greg Land doing the main art. I like how the majority of the story is told in a flashback style, on top of a brief catch-up on his current day situation, being hunted down in the forest. The action scenes are sweet. It just feels like we could use a touch more of Wolverine actually doing the fighting. What do you think, like? Anybody coming up against the Predators with their advanced weapon tech, they're in big trouble, aren't they? Even Wolverine, with his amazing healing factor. But yeah, it's good. It's been good, so I do recommend that. If you were thinking of trying it out, do give it a try. Okay, let me catch up. I'll get back to the chat in a second. There we go. Okay, here we are. The Energon universe is great, says Norin. Rad, yes. Hoping for G.I. Joe to be good. Cobra Commander, Duke, solo series coming out. Is it December for one and January for the next one? And also Larry Hama returning to G.I. Joe. Starscream was in issue 1 of Void Rivals. That's right, he was. Your Barmy, if they messed Wolverine versus Predator, they belong in the gulag. Yeah, they mess it up. It is good. It's definitely worth a look. But I say it's a bit pricey. I'd forgotten it was like $5.99. Again, I was lucky to be given a look at a review copy. So there we go. Okay. If you've not listened to the review, do check out Weird Science Comics, Jim's channel. He put the review that we did, it was on his Patreon, but he puts them on YouTube after, I think, a few days. So I think he just dropped that last night or this morning, or early this morning. Do check it out. It's fun talking about it. It describes it really well. Okay. Anything else? I tried Alpha Flight issue 3, but it wasn't good. I was enjoying it. I thought the first 2 were pretty decent. But yeah, this one was kind of fragmented and a bit all over the place, a little bit boring. So I knew there's one more. Here we go. Got to shout out Conan. Conan the Barbarian. Although I've got a confession to make. I have a copy. I bought a copy, but I haven't read it yet. I've been so busy. But I've heard very, very good things from Conan. It's issue 4, part 4 of the storyline. I've forgotten what it's called now. Any reviews on here without spoilers? That's it, the Blackstone arc. Yeah. Here's a review from somebody called Rob. Not till our blades run red to the hilt. Ladies. This was an excellent end to the Blackstone arc. I really enjoyed how the panels with Brule were helping to give us a better history on this plague. The issue had a good balance of action to world building, and it makes me want to know more about where this will be headed. Cool. I do hope we see more of Brisser in later issues. Yeah, me too. The Doom music kicked in. This has been a great fantasy story so far. I love barbarian, Viking or kingdom stuff, but in my opinion, it's one of the hardest time periods to pull off well. Yeah, good point. So yeah, definitely check out Conan if you haven't. Great art by Roberto Della Torre. He does his cover here. Look at that. That's a classic Conan cover, isn't it? Great image. Okay. And there is one more. There's one more I want to talk about. And I'm going to give you a preview of this as well. Do a sneaky preview. Where have we gone? Uh-oh, I'm on this week. Last week. One more to shout out, and this is for Halloween. It's Halloween tomorrow. There was a release from Skybound, again, which is part of Image. Universal Monsters, Dracula, issue 1 came out. Written by James Tynion IV, or Tiny Onion. And it's got weird indie style art by Martin Simmons. I'm going to show you some of the art in a minute. The Department of Truth creators James Tynion and Martin Simmons return for an extra-length miniseries about the monster who started it all. When Dr. John Seward admits a strange new patient into his asylum, the madman tells stories of a demon who has taken residence next door. But as Dr. Seward attempts to apply logic to the impossible, his surrogate daughter, Lucy, begins to fall under the spell of the twisted Count Dracula. $4.99, 32 pages. Pretty stunning art. Let's see any reviews. Oh, it's getting pretty high reviews there. I'm going to give you a look at it in a sec. There's 2.5 out of 5 there. Okay, just a carbon copy of other media of the story. Nothing special about it. Okay. If you like Simmons' art, which is very good, this reviewer said so, they weren't satisfied, but they do rate the art. Otherwise, you've got mostly very high scores there. Okay, let me find it. Let me give you, I don't know how to do this, but do I have it ready? Do I have it pulled up? That's the question. No, I don't. Just bear with me 1 second. Let's get back here. Stop sharing that. Make grey. Put me back in the center, Daddy. Hey, how you doing? It's me. Remember me? Dwayne saying, hello, Gray. Hey there, good to see you. Fear Monarch, Ice Cream Man was good, but what else is new? Yeah, it's always good. I must check that out. Conan is always a fun pickup. That's a book, if it continues at the pace, I'd be happy having on my pull list for a long time. So you're still reading it, yeah? Fear Monarch, you're reading Conan, enjoying it. Michael Salo's in the chat. Great to see you, mate. Thanks for dropping in. I really appreciate it. Good morning. Happy Monday to you, and happy Monday to you all out there. Shout out to the members as well. Look at you, looking fantastic. Your Barmy's there as well. Michael, Fear Monarch. Lovely Shay was here earlier as well. That's cool. It was cool to see her. Lucy, that goddamn harlot, says your Barmy. Okay, let me just cue this up while I'm messing about with that. See if I can waffle on for a minute. So, there was one more I wanted to show, but before I get to that, where are we? Come on, Gray, you can find it. I want to show you some of the art from, as I say, the Dracula, new series of Dracula. Are you a fan of the story? Have you read the original book? Do you know, I've got a confession to make. I tried it many years ago. I was kind of doing it as part of one of my units on the English literature degree I was doing. I did a distance learning degree from Japan. How about that? And I could have read it, but it's a really long book. If you don't know, Dracula, the original novel, is ridiculously long. It's crazy. So I got about 3/4 of the way through and I just gave up on it. Terrible, I know. Terrible, right? Now I'm scanning for the issue here. Where are we? I've gone right past it, I think. Come on, Gray, you can find it. It's right here. Oops, not that one. Yes. Okay, wait till you see some of this art. So let me get this set up. I don't normally use this site, but this site, the quality of the digital images is better, I think, than the actual Kindle copy sometimes, which is ridiculous, right? That shouldn't be a thing. That should not be like that. Let's just put me down here in the center. Make that full screen. Do. We can do this. We know what we're doing, don't we? Yes, I do. And by the way, looking forward to Halloween tomorrow. Are you? Any plans for Halloween? As you say in Ireland, Atten for Halloween, Atten for Halloween. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look at the cover first of all. I'm going to scroll down. So this gives you an idea of Martin Simmons, the artist, his style. It's this painted, very cool, weird kind of indie, little bit of Bill Sienkiewicz style. Just going to read a little bit from the first couple of pages, so no spoilers. We open with a close-up of a fly. He promised me lives. Not the big ones, the small ones, the carrion, the insects. I take their lives into mine, you see, and I grow stronger. Can you guess who it is? Who's narrating? He has shown me how to do it. Would you show me, Mr. Renfield? No. He wouldn't like that. His secrets are not mine to share. He knows the power of life is in the blood. He has shown me how to wield it. He promised me the little creatures. I will take my power from them, and I will serve my master. But there would be more power in larger beasts, wouldn't there? In my blood, perhaps. No. Your blood is not mine to take. Now look at that image there. How creepy is that? Love that, Renfield. Whoa. Your blood belongs to the master. Who are you talking about, Mr. Renfield? Who is this master of yours? There we go. So we got Universal Pictures and Skybound present Dracula. So from what I've heard, this is based on not the novel itself, but the first Universal Pictures film version of Dracula. So I think that gives James Tynion was saying it gives him a bit of a license to do more with the with the story, more from the movie as well as the book. He's kind of doing a bit of a combination. So whether that's the characters, his interpretation of them, but what do you think of the art? Do you like this style? Pretty cool. I do like this indie. It reminds me of the old days of Vertigo comics, if you remember that. Like he was possessed by a kind of demon. Scroll down a bit. Let's see. Is there any more horror? Get a bit of Lucy there. I love that. And the background here, you can see a silhouette of the captain, I guess. The captain of the Demeter, the ship that Dracula used to sail across the seas to England. They say the captain's throat was ripped open, not with a serrated edge, but by something's teeth. Animal or man, they could not say. Oh, I could use somebody ripping at my throat with their teeth. Lucy! Tell you what, you're balmy, you're right. What a harlot. What a harlot. Hush and tell me more. One of the men's arms was broken in 3 places, the bone jutting out of the skin. There we go. Just give you a little look at that. What do you think? Does it sound good? Does it look good? So yeah, very high ratings here. Does look very cool. And there's one more I wanted to share, especially for Halloween. But before I do that, let's get back. Where are we? I'll do it now. What the heck? What the hey? This was a recommendation. I think this was from Dwayne Muth. It's a little bit of a Halloween theme, I guess, because it's Hellboy. Giant robot Hellboy, no less. Dark Horse Comics, issue 1 of 3. Before we get onto this, let's catch up with you guys in the chat. I'm starting to burn out on Tiny Onion, but he's got a serial killer Santa story coming out soon that's definitely at least worth the first issue try, says Fear Monarch. Okay, nice one, mate. Dempsey saying, that was good. I love the creepy factor of the Dracula. The new vampire stories tend to be less horror and more romance. I prefer the former. Yeah, me too, mate, me too. Definitely prefer the former. The modern vampire stories are all about sparkles, aren't they? Sparkly vampires, isn't that right? Now, I just wanted to show you a little bit of the art in this. It's Duncan Fegredo. My God, I love his art style. Look at this. Just to share a few pages. We opened in London, 1967. Look at that. There's a Casino Royale, James Bond movie poster in the background there. Here's Hellboy in a telephone box, a proper London red telephone box. Hellboy gets a call. Hello? What the hell, Joe? You were supposed to... I'm sorry. They made me do it. What? Suddenly somebody shoots some kind of weird ray gun at Hellboy. Son of a... It's a dart. It knocks him out. Okay. A van pulls up. Okay. They throw Hellboy in the back. Drive. Just look at the art, don't you think? It looks awesome. Strangely enough, in the back of the van, there appear to be 2 robots. 1967, don't forget. So there we go. Just wanted to give you a wee brief view of that. Look at the art. Isn't it gorgeous? Do recommend anything by Duncan Fegredo if you can get it. He's always done good work on Hellboy. Okay, there we go. I'm just coming back to grey. Here we go. Boom. Okay, I want to talk briefly about next week. This week's new releases. I've been blabbering on so much about last week. I got all excited about the Dracula story. So yeah, I do recommend that. It's definitely worth a look. Okay, let's get to new releases. What is coming out this week? What is worth looking out for? Get rid of the Universal Monsters. There we go. It's quite a busy week. But actually, no, I tell a lie. There are some pretty big releases, but it's a 5-week month, October. It kind of catches it with DC because it's Tuesday, yeah, when they get released. So often when that happens, you get the comic companies releasing annuals or specials. So there are a couple of specials I think out next week. But let's have a look at the new releases. Here we go. Are they showing up? Just make grey a little bit smaller so you can see. But oh no. What the hey? I'm just going to show concentrate on the first row. There we go. Now, coming up we have Detective Comics. Now, there was a Detective Comics issue out last week, believe it or not. So let's have a quick click on this and see what this is about. I've put this as a want on my want list because I think I heard there's a backup story by Dan Waters. Am I wrong with that? Dan Waters, and it's got some art by Liam Sharp in there. So that has caught my interest, but I don't know what to think about this. It's Batman Outlaw. It's going to be a 5-part, twice-a-month Detective Comics event starting tomorrow, Tuesday. Batman, now under the control of an Asmur demon, is to be publicly hanged to atone for his crimes. With both the city and the Dark Knight under the Orgham's spell, the Orgham of this family, the writer, Ram V's introduced and been telling a story for about, 20 years? It's been quite a while. It's a lawless land, and with the Bat family out of the picture after the events of the Gotham War, yeah, whatever that meant, I stopped reading Batman. Who will help him? It's up to the ragtag group of Batman's greatest allies and enemies to steal him from the gallows before it's too late. Now, it says this is a 48-page issue. It's $5.99 for the regular, so that's pricey. I mean, Detective Comics is usually $4.99 now. I don't know if it's only $5.99 for the first one, the first part of this event, but I am very tempted because of the the creative team on here. We'll have to see. Any interest in the chat? Detective Comics? I'm kind of missing my fix of Batman because I've dropped the main title. Thanks, Yobami. You have a good day. You take it easy. Michael Salo saying Spider-Boy issue 1 is the only thing I'm buying. It's not even on my pull list. Gotta go, Joe, get really spooky modern vampires. Yeah, oh, Joe. Go to Dojo to get spooky modern vampires, says Fear Monarch. And a big heart to the Duncan Fegredo art from Dwayne Muth. Yes, it's beautiful. I'd love to get a physical copy of that, guys. Really would. Years ago, Midnight Circus, Hellboy hardcover with Fegredo artwork, says Dwayne. Awesome. So yeah, it's a tempting, but I don't know with the price and with Ram V. And I've not been reading Detective, but yeah, we'll see. As I say, I'm missing my Batman fix. We also have, if you're reading it, there's a new X-Men issue. Don't bother with that, in my opinion. I would say go pick up the new X-Men Grant Morrison Volume 1. Just start reading that. Fantastic. Me and Jim are reviewing that. At the moment, Venom is out. Avengers. Not reading any of these. Star Wars issue 40. Anyone reading that? Dark Droids? Don't think so. Scarlet Witch. Ultimate Universe. This has caught a lot of people's attention because it's Jonathan Hickman. Don't know what to think about this. It's $7 for 40 pages. Think about that. $7. Here's a quick synopsis. The spoils of victory. After the world-shaking conclusion of Ultimate Invasion, yawn, a new team of heroes bands together to save the future. From mastermind Jonathan Hickman and superstar artist Stefano Caselli, don't miss out on this foundational issue for the new line of Ultimate Comics. So it's it's a precursor to the new Ultimate Comics, which are coming out, I think, from January, from next year, as far as I know. Or there might be one or two coming out in December. I'm not quite clear on that. People seem hyped for it. Yeah, someone's just put a comment here. I'm dropping 3 of my ongoing so I can afford Hickman tax. $6.99 for 36 pages is robbery, says somebody else. Pretty cool cover though. What do you think? Pretty cool. I don't know. I'm not sure about the Ultimate Universe. I know there are big fans. I wasn't reading comics when it was coming out, so I missed out on all that. Scroll down to the second row. We do have a new issue of King Spawn. Yes, looking forward to that. Big fan of King Spawn. Even though Sean Lewis is not writing it anymore, which is a bit of a shame. I did enjoy his run. But it's Todd McFarlane, as far as I know. Doctor Strange issue 9, I've heard that's got better. I don't know, I'm not reading it. Spider-Boy issue 1, as Michael was saying. Spider-Boy issue 1, $5.99 for 40 pages. So that probably means, what, 32 or 30? Secrets of Spider-Boy revealed. Spinning out of the pages of Dan Slott and Mark Bagley's monumental, really, Spider-Man run. Here comes the spectacular Spider-Boy. After the events of the end of the Spider-Verse, Spider-Boy's secret history of Spider-Man's sidekick was nearly forgotten forever. But now those mysteries will be revealed while they embark on exciting new adventures together. Okay. What do you think? Let's see how many. Just for a laugh, let's count the variant covers, shall we? There's the main cover. And we got a Virgin variant there. 1 in 1,000. Wow. So if you count that as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I'm not joking. That is insane. 25 variant covers. You wonder, this is where or how the companies are making the money. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. I tried to mute in time, but I couldn't. Good grief. What the heck, Graham? What are you doing?
It's better to burn out than to fade away.
Sorry about that. just felt like dropping a random clip as I blew my nose quickly. Okay, Spider-Boy. I don't know, Michael. It's tempting, but I don't know. Dan Slott, can we trust him to write a good comic? What do you think? Sponderboy. Dempsey's saying he's been burned by DC too many times. A return to street level is probably a good thing for them. Remember where you came from. Return to form. I agree. Fear Monarch, I ain't even reading Detective. I'll catch up later. I'm just getting it for Sharp, Liam Sharp's art. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, definitely want to do check that out. Fear Monarch, all of that character seems like market manipulation, trying to force another Silk. Even whom has been basically cobbled together into a better character with Spider-Gwen. Every time I hear that clip, I think of Salty. Do you, Dempsey? Okay. Oh dear, nose is starting dripping. Anyway, so yeah, Kingspawn, Spider-Boy, Sacrifices issue 4. If you're not checking that out, it's only up to issue 4. I do recommend it. It's Rick Remender writing it. Max Fiumara on art, and his art is really good. It's very fantasy style though, gotta say. If you like a bit of fantasy, maybe give it a shot. It's only $3.99. It's gorgeous. The art's great. Good story. So Sacrifices is worth a look. Not too late to get on board with that. Magneto issue 4. Now I've heard good things about this. I'm not reading it, but some people were saying that this is actually one of the better current X-Men related titles, because I think it was right in that. Oh my goodness, it's JMS. No, J.M. DeMatteis. J.M. DeMatteis is writing it, so that's probably why it's good. Excuse me while I just... it's the autumn allergies kicking in. Yeah, worth a look, and the art's by Todd Nauk, so definitely worth a look. Cool cover. You can tell by the cover. It's old school. It's old school style. Good, solid writing. Yeah, I did actually read issue 1, but I need to catch up. I enjoyed issue 1, I will say that. I'm not sure about the variant cover there. Anyway. So yeah, shout out for Magneto. There's a Supergirl special. Not sure about that. $6. White Widow issue 1. White Widow? Who's that? Dearie me. Return of Superman 30th anniversary special issue 1, but it's $10, guys. $9.99. It's tempting, but I'm gonna skip for now. I want to scroll down. I've got one more, or I've got a couple more to shout out, and these are indies. Heatseeker, a Gun Honey series issue 4. This is great fun. It's pulpy hard case crime with sexy women. Good like noir storytelling. I'm enjoying it. The art's decent. Ooh, good grief, look at this variant cover. It's been blacked out because it's too naughty to show. The finest kind of pulp noir, says Ed Brubaker. Gun Honey series. I mean, seriously, I did actually read the earlier series. It's definitely worth a look. It's good. It's good stuff. Go back, and there's a new issue of Usagi Yojimbo. That's the other one I want to shout out. Ice and Snow issue 2 drops. It's got Jay, the demon swordsman Jay. My God, I forgot what it's called. So it's Ice and Snow, part 2 of 5. Stan Sakai, great writing, great art, if you like the Usagi style. Usagi and his cousin, Yukichi, must face their honourable host, a mysterious woman, pale as fresh snow, when she reveals herself to be a monster. She's a monster! Meanwhile, Jay and Keiko now have a group of bandits at their disposal. Usagi Yojimbo returns to Dark Horse Comics with this new series. Yeah. I wish it got more love. It's really, really good. Really good storytelling. And in case I miss anything, just let me scroll down a little bit more. Ooh. Anything jumping out after Usagi? Keep going. Not really. Vampirella, if you like that. And we're getting down near the bottom now. So, Night of the Living Dead issue 2. Not sure about that. So yeah, that's about it. Not a lot jumping out. What do you think? Street Fighter Omega issue 1. No way. What's this? $4.99 by Udon. I don't know them. Udon, what a great name for a comic book company. Quite like that art. It might be fun. One of 6 covers. Ooh, look at that. Oh, hello. Wow. Dive. X2 Dive Suit C Viper online variant. Good grief. Anyway, sorry guys, I'm getting distracted. There we go. So yeah, do let me know what you're going to pick up. If you leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. I always love hearing, like reading what people are buying. I love getting your pull lists. Great to hear. Usagi Yojimbo, says Dwayne. Yes. And Dwayne saying, you wonder why manga's selling better, right? I know. Oh, Fiamonnet, my shop never got it 3. Gotta go into the big city, hope the mega stores have a copy. White Widow is like a, I don't know. Should we have a quick scan before we finish? So I've got to wrap things up soon. The missus will be finishing work and coming down. Let's have a look. White Widow issue 1. Who's writing this? Sarah Gailey. No idea who that is. Yelena Belova returns. Super spy, rogue agent, shadow of the Black Widow. Yelena Belova has been many things, but striking out as a hero in her own right is new to her. Now that she's finally free to choose her own path, who will she become? Sarah Gailey, who's written Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Eat the Rich, joins forces with Alessandro Miracolo, who did art on Obi-Wan and Yoda, for a groundbreaking new chapter. These are always groundbreaking, aren't they? In the life of one of Marvel's most enigmatic heroes. Never even heard of White Widow. Yelena Belova. There you go. It shows, it shows what I know, doesn't it? No idea who it is. Okay. 40 pages for $4.99, so it says. So I don't know the writer. Never heard of her. So there we go. Okie dokie. Right, where were we? Let's get back to the studio page. Make grey a little bit bigger. Good grief, who wants to see me? I do. Okay, this has been awesome. I really appreciate you watching out there. Thank you so much for your comments. Thanks for letting me know what you're looking forward to. It's a light week for me, says Dwayne. Fearmont, they have a fan service type character that has symbiote-like powers called White Widow. So that's interesting. Dempsey saying, things have been nuts for me lately. My dog disappeared for a week, but we found him. But he had to be put down yesterday. Oh, he was 16. Oh man, I'm sorry about that. That's really sad. Jesus, that's old for a dog though, isn't it? If you times it by, what is it? Is it 6 years? Is like a dog of doggies is a man's year. That's amazing. It's like 96, almost 100. Condolences to Dempsey, yeah. And I hope to see you in a future video. I hope you have a great week. Have a great Halloween on Tuesday. If you're doing anything, make sure you watch some scary movies. I watched the crazy 1980s schlocker From Beyond, based on a H.P. Lovecraft story. Stuart Gordon directed it. Jeffrey Combs is in it, from Reanimator. Brian Yuzna. It's got awesome, practical, insane special effects. Oh man, so good. Do check that out if you've not seen it. It's completely bonkers. I can't remember who shouted that out now. It was a shout out from somebody. It might have been the Cimmerian, or it could have been Eric O'Sullivan, Sully. But yeah, do check it out. And as I say, looking forward to some reviews this week. I'm not sure what I'll be reviewing this week. I will be dropping a couple, hopefully. I might do some indie reviews. Maybe King Spawn and Usagi Yojimbo, although it doesn't get much love, Usagi. I wish it did better. I wish it got more, not just more views, I wish it got more exposure. I wish more people were buying it. Okay, so that's about it. Let me just drop myself out and say good night to you all. Drop the countdown. No, not the countdown, that's the wrong one. Drop the closer. So, have a great one and happy Halloween!